please. I'm really grateful to see everybody here. I'm really touched by those who are here to celebrate, those that are going out, and those that are coming in to serve our city. Before we move on too much farther, though, we do need to have a roll call, and then we'll please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Councilmember Dennehy.
Here.
Councilmember Schmischer.
Here.
Councilmember B. Smith. Absent. Councilmember Stein.
Here.
Councilmember Tracy.
Here.
Councilmember Worthington.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Hamrick.
Here.
Mayor Smith.
Here, let's all rise. All right, it looks like we need to go over the minutes. Is that right? Cindy, this is a little bit different than usual, but
Yeah, the sitting council will have to approve the minutes from the last meeting.
from the last meeting. Okay. Well, I would like to take a motion to approve the minutes for the regular city council meeting of December 18th.
So moved.
And the vision meeting from December 20th.
And the vision meeting.
So moved.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. Any discussion? I'll call vote.
Councilmember Dennehy.
Aye.
Schmischer.
Aye.
Stein.
Aye.
Tracy.
Aye.
Worthington.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Hamrick.
Aye.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you, City Council, and thank you, staff. Before we call forward the newly elected members of council and the mayor, I'd like to say a few words. Serving as your mayor for 4 years on City Council and then 4 years as the mayor, it has been a tremendous honor, and I am proud of what we have achieved together during my 10 years. Some of my personal highlights over the past 8 years is the establishment of key positions at fostering economic growth and transparency, such as a brand new public information officer, which we'd never had before, and a grant writer, and an economic development manager, and a small business liaison. Some of you are here. They have been able to pave the way for unprecedented strides in our community with their dedication. The establishment of the Urban Renewal Authority was designed to incentivize development and is actively contributing to our city's growth. It's getting some state recognition for how busy we are in using that tax incentive to bring new businesses into town. The facade and life safety grants have aided in preserving our historic buildings and enriching the character of Canyon City. I also am really proud of our ability to secure designated funds to fix our streets and funds for addressing stormwater across Canyon City, and it's a testament to our collective commitment to our infrastructure. Building new trail systems and making significant upgrades to the Centennial and Whitewater Park also enhance the quality of life for everyone in Canyon City. And our year-long celebration of our 150th anniversary was really fun and exciting and really unified us together as we celebrated each other and our heritage in Canyon City. And of course, my very first year as mayor was the beginning of COVID-19 and the global pandemic. And it required collective resilience, and I'm really proud that we emerged unscathed and stronger thanks to the resiliency and the commitment of our nonprofits, our businesses, our city staff, and those elected officials here that really worked together to do what was best for our entire community. And behind every successful leader, there is a supportive family, and I am no different. I am incredibly grateful for my husband, David. We are going on almost 30 years together, and he has been a strong pillar by my side during those 30 years, and especially during my time as mayor. And to my children, many of them are here today, and grateful for the sacrifices that they've made so that I could serve, and for their support. I want to express my gratitude to the people of Canyon City, the city council members, each of you, the citizen committees, the department heads, and especially our staff, and City Administrator Ryan Stevens. It's been a pleasure, and Corey, you as well. It's been a pleasure to work with each and every one of you, and I have the utmost confidence that we are in a really good place at City Hall with the energy and the commitment to being business friendly and serving our people with the best of intentions that's really existing in City Hall right now. And I know that we are in a good place moving forward. Being an elected official in today's challenging political climate requires really good people, and you are those good people with good intentions. It takes incredibly thick skin, but yet those really soft hearts that are devoted to serving our community. And I know that our future, especially Mayor Preston Troutman, who will be coming in, that you're in good hands and that the torch will carry forward. Thank you for allowing me the privilege of being your mayor. It has been an incredible journey, and I am forever grateful. Thank you so much. Now, I would like to call forward, are we doing them all coming in? Tim Dennehy, City Council Member. Gerald Maloney, City Council Member. Amy Schmischer, City Council Member. Kathy Worthington, City Council Member. And Preston Troutman, Mayor. It's time for you to get sworn into your new office.
Sign the correct oath. I did it on the order you're on the dais. Preston, you're right next to Tim Dennehy. Don't sign yet. You have to say your oath first. Just saying. Uh-huh. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution and the laws of the State of Colorado, and the Charter, ordinances, laws and regulations of the City of Canyon City, and will faithfully perform the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter to the best of my ability. Congratulations.
Together. So, Preston, you're the one that gave me this gavel.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
You gave me this gavel,
Yeah,
and I am now very happily giving it right back at you.
You see that, Shirley? Well, thank you.
Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you for serving our community so well.
Thank you.
Proud to know you. Happy times ahead.
And congratulations to all that have been sworn in tonight as well. Thank you. for
And
your
if you wish to come back and fill in a few times, you could do that too.
Only on the good days.
Oh, sure. But they're always good days, aren't they?
But I think she's gonna stay and watch this for meeting tonight. Right, guys?
She's gonna be right behind.
She's standing
Go
right
ahead,
there.
go ahead.
So, oh, it's time to start. Okay.
Mayor Troutman, if you don't mind, I'd like to take a moment to thank Mayor Smith for her time serving both City Council and as mayor. There have been many accomplishments which you outlined, but most of all, I want to say thank you for being a great leader, working with staff, working with the community. It's very evident how much you care about the community and how much time and effort and especially the time you sacrificed away from your family to serve this community. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you. This is gorgeous. Thank you so much.
Yep, you get it from both sides.
Oh my goodness.
But you probably need to get down and get a picture all together.
With the council, is that okay if we all take a picture together? I love that so much. Ryan and Corey, you too. Cindy, you too.
Not much.
Thank you.
She signed hers. Ashley? Did you get? We're good.
So I start right here?
We also have a plaque for Councilmember Brandon Smith and want to extend our thank yous to Brandon Smith for his time on council and planning commission.
Okay. Ready to go? Exciting 2 more years. Huh? You know, as I contemplated this, I spent 50 years. 1974, I came to Canyon City and spent most of the 50 years here. And this is just really a wonderful town to live in. And I've seen the progress from some of the bad things that have happened, the bridge burning, and we've always gotten through them. And we've done really well through it. Well, what's so rewarding is to work with a group like you, like staff, and to see the people in the audience, most of whom I know, and how well you've taken care of the community. But it's also interesting that we have I don't really call it a standard, but a lifestyle that it's really good. We have the outdoors, we have housing, we got streets which are being repaved, but it's just a really good place to live. And in what I do for a living, people research and they come here and they know that it's safe. We've got good schools, and we really have good people. And I hear that a lot. It's so rewarding to hear that from some people that have lived in other states, other countries. So it is great that we have such a council that has repeatedly taken care of the town and a staff that has done such a wonderful job of supporting us. And we thank you for that. And thank you, Ashley. And you're escaping, Ashley. So she took over at a really tough time. I got to tell you, I don't know how I got so lucky or unlucky, but it's good to be back. It's good to see you, and I hope you continue and to support us and to come to our meetings. So,
Can I help you with technology here for a second?
do I have to turn my mic on?
You have a
What?
request to speak from somebody, and you can clear it by pushing that to the right.
Oh,
And so that's Jerry.
this is Jerry.
Oh, that's an accident?
So Jerry needs the technology, okay? And it's a far distance from your flip phone. Okay. So we go. Where do I start? Thank the council members. The nomination requests. Number 8. Nomination request for Mayor Pro Tem. Open the nomination for Mayor Pro Tem, City Council. And I'm ready to go ahead and take nominations for that. Emily?
Thanks, Mr. Mayor, and I first will say, I hope I don't ever call you Madam Mayor, but I apologize ahead of time if that happens accidentally.
I won't be offended, thank you.
I think John Hamrick, who's been the Mayor Pro Tem the last couple of years, and I'm not sure, maybe even longer, I've been on for 2 years, has done what I've seen as a terrific job of serving as Mayor Pro Tem and has really, through his work, I think, shown how much can be a part of that role. It's really a more important role than just someone who is taking the place of the mayor to chair some meetings. Of course, under our charter, it is a council decision to appoint one of the council members as Mayor Pro Tem and Vice President of the Council, is the wording, I believe, in the charter. And I'm not making a specific motion at this point, but I would just suggest to council that we consider appointing a woman as Mayor Pro Tem, partly because of just the optics. We've had a woman as mayor and a man as Mayor Pro Tem the last couple of years. So I thought it was just worth considering with it now a man as mayor, that we might want to consider one of the 4 women on council be appointed as Mayor Pro Tem. So I'll just leave that as a comment at this point.
Thank you, Emily. Amy?
Thank you, Mayor Troutman. I would just like to echo Councilwoman Tracy's remarks on Mayor Pro Tem Hamrick's enthusiasm and performance over the last several years that I've been on council, and would like to nominate him to continue in that role.
Okay, I have a nomination for John Hamrick for Mayor Pro Tem. Any other comments? Discussion? At this point, then I would like to go ahead and, Andrea, thank you.
I would like to nominate Amy Schmisser as Mayor Pro Tem.
All right, so we have John Hamrick and Amy Schmisser for Mayor Pro Tem. How do we do that? We vote for...
My recommendation ultimately would be for someone to make a motion for one of the 2 individuals, whoever they choose, and then ultimately we'll know.
Okay. Mr. Dene?
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to nominate Councilman Hamrick as Mayor Pro Tem.
To appoint, I believe, as opposed to nominate.
Okay. Do you appoint? Any other nominations? We have, what?
That was a motion to appoint, so it needs a second.
Okay, I need a second for that. I'm a bit rusty. So I need a second. Anybody would like to second that?
Mr. Mayor, I'll second.
Okay, Mr. Maloney, second. We just call for a vote?
Yep.
Call for vote.
Councilmember Dennehy?
Aye.
Councilmember Maloney?
Aye.
Councilmember Schmisser?
Aye.
Councilmember Stein?
Nay.
Councilmember Tracy?
Nay.
Councilmember Worthington,
Nay.
Councilmember Hamrick.
Aye.
Passed 4-1.
4-1.
4-3, sorry. My math's
Okay.
a little off.
Thank you. So we'll then seat the Mayor Pro Tem, John Hamrick. And we don't have a gavel for you.
In case you didn't know, pro tem is Latin for pretend.
I think I knew that. I didn't do well in high school with Latin, but so okay. Okay. Any citizens that have requested to speak at this time? All right. Are there any council member announcements at this time? Amy?
Thank you, Mayor Troutman. I have two announcements. One, tomorrow from 4 to 5 p.m. here in council chambers, we'll have a public open house for the Red Canyon Park proposed trail. The city parks director, as well as many of the members of the Red Canyon Trails Committee will be here. Essentially, the plan is to review with the public a map outlining the proposed development of a limited, approximately 3.1 miles trail in Red Canyon Park to seek input and to answer any questions that the public may have. We're really interested and hope that many members of the public show up to express what their views and ideas are for this trail. The purpose of the trail is to protect and preserve the park through discouraging the use of social rogue trails and vandalism. I also have one other announcement, if I may.
Yes.
So I'm the City Council Liaison Representative to the Historic Preservation Commission. We had a meeting on December 20th to discuss the State Historic Preservation Office's concerns with the New Method Laundry proposed project. It was a really interesting and informative conversation with a lot of very experienced members of our community that serve on the Historic Preservation Commission. I would encourage folks to watch it if you have time, and I'll also make sure to circulate the notes from that particular meeting to council, because I think that they offered a lot of really important views and important considerations that we should take into account as we're considering how to go about demolishing New Method Laundry and what should be in its place, particularly to ensure that we don't disrupt the aesthetic feel of downtown historic Main Street, and to ensure that that all appropriate care is taken both with the historic aesthetic as well as with the adjoining buildings, which I know is in the city's intent as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Hamrick?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We do have a general government meeting here tomorrow night, starting at 6, and before that we have a Urban Renewal Authority meeting starting at 5 p.m. In these chambers. And the first Wednesday of every month, we do have the opportunity as council to appear on Morning Line. And tomorrow is the morning. That starts at 8:30. And so if either of our newly elected members would like to attend, that would be great. If not, I'll certainly can be there. Or anyone else that would like to be there.
Okay. Anyone else? Comments? Would you all rather be addressed by your first name or your last name? Does it matter? First name sound okay? Yeah. Okay, because I know you. I mean, it's a little hard to. Okay. Well, this looks the same. Council member announcements. We did the comments. The consent agenda. We handled that. Does anybody want to pull anything off, or do we pass the consent agenda as written? Emily?
Thanks. I think it'd be helpful to have a little bit of discussion about item 11A. I noticed a couple of committees perhaps not listed there, so just thought it'd be good to have a discussion about that.
Okay. Amy?
Yes, I just had a comment to make about 11F as well. As in addition to Councilwoman Tracy's, we may have the same proposed changes or comments on the committees.
Okay, would you like to start that conversation? Emily?
Sure. And I'll just preface my comments by saying that I think some of these committees and boards and ex officio members of boards and so forth, some of them are a little different from each other. But I thought at the very least it'd be good to note that there is also a joint committee with the Recreation District regarding doing a feasibility study on a new swimming pool for the committee, or for the community rather, thank you. And we do have Tim Dennehy and myself serving on that committee along with Administrator Ryan Stevens. So I just thought it'd be good to kind of acknowledge that that's another one. And then I wondered if I know that I've attended in the last couple of years a number of the meetings of the Built for Zero improvement team. They used to be, I don't know if they were monthly or every other month. They're now, I think, more quarterly. But I didn't know if that was something that we wanted to take a little bit more formal approach to or if we need to have a city representative on that group, or at least acknowledge that it is one that the city participates in. And then I did want to comment, too, that I think at least a couple of us maybe feel, well, I'll just speak for myself. I feel a little underutilized, how's that word? That there's, quite a variation in terms of how many things people participate in or don't participate in. So probably just need a little bit more consciousness about that. And I'd be happy if there's questions about the Built for Zero improvement team. I know some have participated in some of those, not just myself.
When they talk about these committees, are these they're always standing committees? Are they mandated by any way, or are they just what the city had put on? Because some of them I've seen, for years. And can we put individuals on there that are not on city council?
Yes, in some cases you can put staff members in those places we have staff recommendations. Most of these committees are liaison or ex officio type positions onto committees that are held by other organizations that we might have an IGA with, or any other number of reasons that the city wants to stay involved with those conversations that are taking place within those committees.
But what if they were just people from the general public that would like to volunteer to be on the committee or something?
That would be I don't know if our attorney would have a comment on that, but I think, the general feeling would be that you want somebody that's either a staff or council person that can, has some type of responsibility that's going to come back and report to council as needed.
Okay. And Emily, your comment, are there committees that you feel you would rather be on or not on, or?
I don't know if I want to answer the question that way. Certainly I'm open to any assignments. I just think some of these have come up as volunteer kinds of efforts. Some of them we've served on, at least in my case, got appointed to certain things at the beginning of my term 2 years ago. But I don't think we've really discussed it as a council, so I think it's worth doing that. I'm not even sure, are these all, it sounds like these are all mayor appointments, if I'm looking at this correctly. But I'm not sure if that's how all of them have come about, actually.
A lot of them are mayoral appointments by consensus of the council, is how they have been stated in the past. Some of them are determined by the committee. They tell us who gets to be on it. Some of them have been chosen by council. It's the ones that, how we came to these, I'm not sure. This is what the ones that were historically passed down over time that we have kept track of and kept on, or for like Built for Zero, unless they actually had a place on theirs and would ask us for a member. That's usually how those other positions come about, that we have tracked in the past, as far as I know, but I haven't been here that long.
And I'll mention too, and maybe this was just a fluke, but 2 years ago, I was appointed to something that we never figured out what it was. So I didn't serve because the mayor and I couldn't figure it out, and staff and I couldn't figure it out. So I think it helps to kind of revisit all of this, and as you say, to point out, was this a council appointment originally? Is it a mayoral appointment, or was it someone volunteering for serving on a particular committee? So it's worth discussing.
Amy?
Thank you, Mayor Trutman. I had one requested switch and then one thing that I think was just left off inadvertently. So the second one first, I have the pleasure of serving on the Red Canyon Trails Committee, and I have the honor of doing that with Councilwoman Member Worthington, and I think her name was just inadvertently left off of that, but would certainly love to continue serving with you in that capacity.
I apologize. That was me.
And then secondly, unfortunately, due to a scheduling conflict on my side, I am not able to attend the Fremont County Tourism Commission regularly scheduled meetings. Given my background in contracts, I am very willing and happy to serve on the contract negotiating team, and Council Member Dennehy has kindly agreed to swap with me, as it were, so to take the FCTC role and for me to serve with you, Mayor Trutman, on the contract negotiating team, if that is the will of council.
So you're looking at coming off at Roman numeral 11?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I mean, putting Mr. Dennehy on that? Is that okay with Mr. Dennehy?
Yes, it is.
Thank you. I was writing you in anyway. Kathy?
Thank you. It has been mentioned, and so we're fine. So I'm good.
Okay. Thank you.
I have one question kind of regarding that on the I think some of these things I think we do need to go back and just take a quick peek at, because I'm on the GIS, which is fantastic. I've learned a little bit, but we have a staff member there as well who understands it a lot more than I do. And I think it's kind of redundant for me to be there. Now, if he wasn't going to be there, I'd be more than happy to go and take notes. But I think we both know that it's very easy for one of us to be there, because it's I don't want to say, they pretty much know what they're going to do and say, and it's really not a meeting that our voices really change anything.
Yeah, and some of these where you have two people listed, the second person is an alternate. If for instance, at the CRCA meeting, if Chief Schick has another meeting, Councilmember or Mayor Pro Tem Hamrick would attend, or similar to the GIS. So we can make changes to that, but I'd leave that to council for recommendation.
May I? But I do understand that some of these, though, there's board and there's 9 people, different members on and those are a little bit different. I do understand that.
May I make one other
Sure.
suggestion? Perhaps at our retreat, one of the agenda items could be going through these lists and ensuring that, where council members have certain interests, that we kind of are more aligned and that we do have more equitable distribution, but in a time where we have time to really sit and talk through them each. And I don't know if that would help address your concern, Councilwoman Tracy. And I also, for what it's worth, agree with you. I think we should reach out to the Built for Zero folks and see if they would be open to having an official representative. I think that's an excellent suggestion.
Emily?
Yeah, just to add to that, I do think it's a good idea to talk about this at the next retreat, because these positions come about in different ways. Sometimes they're committees created by council, sometimes there's outside groups, sometimes it's, for example, as I mentioned before, ex officio positions, for example, on the chamber board. I'm not sure, for example, the Colorado Municipal League Policy Committee, I'm not sure, what the history is on appointing to that. And there have been a couple of things, not actually more than a couple, that I've attended just because I'm interested. And I've had a long-term interest in water So I attend most of the monthly board meetings of the Upper Arkansas Water Conservancy District, though our water superintendent, Travis Payne, is the actual member of that board. I just attend those meetings because I'm interested in the topic. And same with Built for Zero, the issue of homelessness and services to folks in that community is just something I've been interested in doing. And I think it would be good to have a little bit more of a discussion with whether it's Dee Dee Clement and or others with Loaves and Fishes and the other agencies involved with that coalition. It'd be good just to know from them. I know that the purpose of their improvement team is to pull in folks from the community and local government specifically to provide input and have that discussion on a regular basis with the serving agencies about the services they're providing, what and how and why and so forth. So I think it would be good to talk about all of these more.
Okay, let's do this. Let's go ahead and put it on as a retreat item, and let's have that discussion. Because I know I was confronted with 3 pages of, here's 63 different committees, and I know what's going to happen is if their names were on there, they're going to be on it again, and that probably what happened here.
Correct.
So,
And can we tonight, though, approve the ones that have always been on there, and so
Okay.
we can get all the committees covered at least until that point, so that
Sure.
we don't have a committee that does not have a representative if a meeting comes before the retreat, please.
Okay, well, let's do this. Let's go ahead and do that. We want to pull item F off. That's the bid for the roof. On the consent agenda, no?
I just have a comment to make on it.
Comment then. Go ahead.
Okay. I just want to express my concern. I think that there are a number of aberrations in the way that this bid process was done. I think at the end of the day, it does follow the RFP, it does follow the city's purchasing policy, but I don't think it lives up to the highest standard of transparency that we would want as a city. So I'm really appreciative of City Administrator Stevens' desire to take a look at the procurement policy and purchasing policy, and also how bids are done and conducted over the coming year to ensure that we are kind of holding ourselves to that highest level possible to ensure that all of our procurements are done using kind of standard best practices when it comes to being transparent and fair and open. So, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do the committees will have that discussion at the retreat. So what you're asking for is approval of the consent agenda. Is that where we're at? With
the
That'd be
amendments.
Yeah, consent
to
agenda
11A.
with any amendments.
any amendments? Could I hear a motion to that extent?
So moved.
Go ahead.
Emily? Are you so moving? Are you moving for the? Okay,
Second.
second. Kathy, second. Okay, would you call the roll, please?
Councilmember Dennehy?
Aye.
Maloney?
Aye.
Schmisher?
Aye.
Stein?
Aye.
Tracy?
Aye.
Worthington?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Hamrick?
Aye.
So it says here to ask the city administrator to review the agenda and consent agenda. We've already done the consent agenda, so probably, unless you want, I mean, all right.
We can move on to the city.
We can move
administrator
on.
report if
All
you'd
right.
like, sir.
Go down to the city clerk. Administrative report. Let's do that.
Yes, sir. You have a written report in your packets. With the holiday, there was not a whole lot to report since the last meeting. We've got a lot of construction projects going on right now. There's about $7 million in projects going on with the Highway 50 project and Rhodes Avenue. And I'm happy to take any questions from council.
Was that a question to me? I'm sorry.
I'm happy to take any questions. Otherwise, we can move on to the next agenda item.
So what you're saying, these last few days have not been very exciting at City Hall?
Yes, yes,
Is
sir.
okay, I just want to make that clear. All right. All right, let's move on to item number 13, which is discussion. And while you were talking, I wasn't ignoring you, but I was having. So what I used to do is read this, introduction adoption by title only of Resolution 1, Series 2024, entitled A Resolution Designating the Public Place for Posting Notices to CRS 24-6-4022-C. And is this where we invite this city administrator to give his report. Is that what you're telling me, Kathy? No?
Yes, sir. So
was.
this resolution designates the posting place of City Hall and the city website for meetings, and it's a standard resolution that we do every year.
And that's in the lobby of City Hall?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Oh,
It's online. We do post in the lobby also, but our official place is online.
Is it? Excuse me. Could I ask for a motion in a second? I'm sorry, any discussion?
Thank you, Mayor Troutman. I just would like to request that we remove the third whereas. I think it's, I don't think it's necessary, and I don't think it's well-written. I don't think that it speaks to anything that isn't in the Colorado Revised Statute. So I would make a motion that we approve Resolution Number 1, Series of 2024, removing the third whereas.
A second.
I don't see the whereas. What are you talking about?
So within Resolution Number 1, the third whereas starts, the notice must have specific agenda information posted no less than 24 hours prior to the meeting, and continues on.
Okay.
I did confer with the city attorney, who confirmed that it is not necessary to have
Okay.
that in the resolution.
Okay. Any more discussion? Then I would call for a motion in a second.
We already did it.
You got that? Would you do the roll call then?
Councilmember Dennehy?
Aye.
Maloney?
Aye.
Schmisher?
Aye.
Stein?
Aye.
Tracy?
Aye.
Worthington?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Hamrick?
Aye.
Okay, move on to number B, an introduction and adoption by title only of Resolution 2, Series 24, 2024, entitled, "A Resolution Authorizing Endorsers for Checking, Warrant, Savings, and Investment Accounts." A report from the city administrator.
thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is a resolution to swap out the signing authority from previous Mayor Smith to Mayor Troutman's signature. This, again, is a standard protocol after we have a change in mayor. This is for checking accounts and all of the warrants and bank accounts and things like that. Happy to take any questions.
Any questions of the city administrator? Hearing none, I'd call for a motion. Oh, I'm sorry, Emily.
I think that was left over from the last
Oh, it
question,
was.
but I
I-
will go ahead and move for approval of Resolution Number 2, Series of 2024.
Second.
Second. Call the roll, please.
Councilmember Dennehy?
Aye.
Maloney?
Aye.
Schmisher?
Aye.
Stein?
Aye.
Tracy?
Aye.
Worthington?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Hamrick?
Aye. Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. Hamrick.
I have a motion.
Well, move then.
I move that City Council enter into executive sessions for the following purposes. Executive session number 1, to determine positions relative to matters that may be subject to negotiations, develop a strategy for negotiations, and to instruct negotiators regarding the potential acquisition of property by the city from Black Hills pursuant to CRS 24-6-4024E and CRS 24-6-4024A, and number 2, to determine positions relative to matters that may be subject to negotiations, develop a strategy for negotiations, and to instruct negotiators, and to hold a conference with the city attorney to receive legal advice on specific legal questions regarding the potential involuntary acquisition of property from Acorn Petroleum pursuant to CRS 24-6-4024E and CRS 24-6-4024B.
Okay, then at this time we would, we need a motion on that, or just do adjourn?
Second.
Oh, second. And vote. Call the roll, please.
Councilmember Dennehy?
Aye.
Maloney?
Aye.
Schmisher?
Aye.
Stein?
Aye.
Tracy?
Aye.
Worthington?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Hamrick?
Aye.
And that ends this session. We're going to go to executive session, and at that point I will come out and adjourn it. So